station.
Password. We're smack dab in the middle of it. Halftime. Close game. Lil B and Common taking on Tommy O and Meat Sauce. And Timmy, what is our score?
Well, we might be having an overrule on the score as we speak.
Oh, no.
Technically,
what do you mean?
Technically, it's 40-34, Common and Lil B. After further review, there is some slight usage of Trusty and Rusty together. One, there was a Thomas the Train.
Thomas the Train
episode.
My mom used to call me that.
Tommy's favorite book.
There was an episode called Trusty Rusty.
Okay.
There's also like a phrase that says it's rusty but trusty.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, right.
So
okay.
even though, I am going to take away the 9 points away from Common and Lil B. So you're now back to 31. I don't think we ever allowed Meat Sauce to answer it, so I don't know if I can give Meat Sauce the 9 there, even though he would have gotten it.
100%.
I think I did say.
Did you?
I think.
So you'll take those
now I got to make another mistake.
No, I won't. No. We can.
We try to make him feel guilty like he did to us. Of course, we didn't take the guilt feelings. We just took the points.
I'm dead inside. I have no feelings.
Yeah.
There's no time for feelings.
Town, no.
So now we're getting crushed.
So I don't know if I'm giving the 9 points to T.O. and Meat Sauce, but I am taking it away from Common and Lil B.
All right.
My God.
So it is 34-31 Meat Sauce and Tommy Olsen now with the lead.
We have a ball game. This is great.
Common and T.O.
Here we go.
Common, come on.
Take a look at the iPad,
I'm not
please.
losing to this.
This is great. This? Whoa.
Not you.
Okay.
Him.
Wow. I won 5 straight.
The password is...
But still.
All right, we're going to do the password now. The password is strike. All right, so it's 34.
We don't have one.
You don't have it on your
now
side?
We do. Now we do.
Okay, take a look at it. Common, so you're now down 3 points. The option's on you. Do you want to go first or second? Five seconds.
I'm going to go second.
All right, T.O. and Sauce for 10.
Ball.
Strike.
Yes.
I was going to go with that, and I didn't do it.
Sounds just like an umpire.
Great clue. Thank you.
I thought it was a true word. Sorry, I should have said the same thing.
Sauce and T.O. with their biggest lead of the game.
Hell yeah.
It is 44-31.
It looks like the boss is calling.
Is he calling?
Yes. The official rule maker. I think he's just going to declare Lil B and I the winner.
No, he's not.
Yeah, that's
he's
what
going to
he's
try to
gonna
give
do.
Sauce the points.
Yeah, he loves me.
I talked to him before this.
Why does he love you?
Because I don't want to say that.
It's not Swedberg, but we have another rules official on the line.
Okay.
Who?
Well, we're not just here taking random rules officials.
First time, long time.
Unless it's in favor of us, we're just not.
It's Zacho.
Let go.
Oh, Zach, we love you.
Come on, Zacho.
Yeah, well, I listened back to and watched the clip, and Sauce said Rusty before anybody said anything. I think you could get those points.
All right, we're giving 9 more points to Sauce and T.O. Thank you, Zach.
Oh, yeah. Zacko Hulk.
Our replay system's a little archaic. It happens about 10 minutes later, but all of a sudden, it's not even really much of a ball game anymore. Meat Sauce and T.O. lead 53-31. Not sure how that would have affected the option previously, but we'll just go ahead with it anyway.
Yeah, why not?
Lil B and Meat Sauce, take a look at the iPad. The password is potty. Lil B down 22 points all of a sudden. Option is on you. Do you want to go first or second? Five seconds.
Second.
All right, Sauce
I will
and
slap you in the
Tommy
mouth.
for 10.
Porta?
Potty.
Damn it.
It's a brand.
I was thinking of potty training.
What?
Don't talk to me.
You can't be mad at me.
Watch me.
Yeah. Chill.
Man, how the tables have turned in this game. We thought Common and Lil B had the lead at halftime. All of a sudden, it's 63-31. Sauce and T.O., you're 17 points away from a win. Common and Tommy, take a look at the iPad. The password is student. Common down 32 points.
Rosie.
We'll go
You
first.
have the option. All right. Common and Lil B for 10.
Pupil.
Dilated.
Tommy and Sauce for 9.
Teacher.
Peer.
Common and Lil B for 8.
Kid.
Student.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew when I said pupil, you might go with the eye thing, but I decided you were yours.
Oh,
You got away with it.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Good one.
What was the pupil?
Pupil.
Yeah, it's.
But
Yeah.
when I said
Pupil is like that's like another word
Yeah.
for student.
Yeah.
It's a boomer word.
Like an eye?
No.
Oh boy.
Teeth?
Lil B, you're losing 24 points.
Okay.
Someone who doesn't know people.
did you graduate at the university?
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure. You never heard of
I've never heard of the word
Student to
pupil
pupil.
for a student.
Never.
No.
Life.
You've never heard that word? Okay.
For an eye?
Well, yeah.
Well, it's an eye for 9.
It's an eye for an eye and a teeth for a tooth.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It is 63-39.
Okay,
Sauce
we're
and
fine,
Tommy
we're
with the
fine, we're fine.
lead. Lil B and Meat Sauce, take a look at the iPad. The password is screen. All right, Lil B down 24. You got a chance to gain a little bit of momentum here, though. You have the option. You want to go first or second? Five seconds.
Second.
All right, Meat
Stupid
Sauce and T.O. for 10. Five seconds.
Tablet.
iPad.
That's like 6 words.
Lil B and Common for 9.
Television.
Screen.
Wow, Common. That's.
That's a hard word.
Wasn't too hard. You got it on 9.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That was good.
All right.
And all of a sudden, it's a 15-point game.
We're
It's
fine.
63 to 48.
Come on, Common.
Sauce and Tommy with the lead. Common and T.O. Take a look at the iPad. The password is bake. Common, you're down 15.
Nothing.
Yeah, the
Hang on.
screen is completely on my stream. I can't even see it. It's completely black right now.
We have
Wait.
to go back to the olden days now.
Yeah, let's go back to the olden days. So let's have Sauce and Lil B. Just turn down your headset volume, please.
Hang on, mine. Hold on. It's down.
The password is bake. All right, you can push it up. There you go. Common, you're down 15 points. You can make this a one-possession game here. You have the option. You want to go first or second?
We'll go first.
All right, Common and Lil B for 10.
Oven.
Bake.
How do you even play it? You can't even compete against that. You can't.
You can.
Call that shake and bake. That's what we're calling that.
That's what I was gonna go.
We're shaking
That's
and
literally what I was
baking.
going
That's a
next.
rhyme that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5-point game. And by the way, StreamYard should be back. So hopefully the iPad will work this time.
All right, StreamYard should be back.
Sauce and T.O. just clinging to a 5-point lead at a 63 to 58. Lil B and Meat Sauce, take a look at the iPad. The password is save. Were you able to see it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Lil B, you're down 5. You can regain the lead here. What do you want to do, first or second?
I'm going to try first.
All right, for the lead, Lil B and Common for 10.
Rescue.
Sauce and Tommy for 9.
Duran.
Save.
Well done.
I should know.
I thought we were. Oh, well done.
God, that's good.
Oh, well
That's
done.
so good. Bring in the Sandman. God, that's good.
Here's where we're at. Sauce and Tommy,
Common.
you are at 72 points. If you get 8 or more, you are victorious. Common and Lil B, you are at 58. You still need 22 to win. Common and T.O., take a look at the iPad. The password is gray. All right, Common, pivotal decision here. You're down 14 points. You have the option. You want to go first or second?
I got to go second.
All right, Tommy and Meat Sauce for 10 and the win.
Anatomy.
Human.
Common and Lil B for 9.
Show.
Gray.
Yes.
Had it immediately, Tom.
I knew, and I was going to say anatomy, but I didn't know if you'd immediately go to gray.
That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Is that how they say it at the show?
Well, no, it's just that I knew he wasn't talking about body parts because he said it that way. Be quiet, Tommy. Sit on your hands.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at giving clues.
Okay.
I should have got that. That's
You're okay.
All right, 72 to 67. Meat Sauce and T.O. still 8 points or more, and you win. Common and Lil B, you are 13 back, or 13 from winning, I should say. Lil B and Meat Sauce, iPad, please. The password is follow. All right, Lil B, down 5. You need 13 to win. You have the option. Would you like to go first or second?
Second.
All right, Sauce and Tommy for 10 and the win.
Lead. Run.
Lil B and Common for 9.
Behind.
Follow.
Yes.
You get that off
The
of
way you
Sauces?
said it. The way you said it.
Yeah, that was good. Is it over yet?
Okay.
Here's where we're at.
Okay.
That's all right.
Common and Lil B now have the lead,
We have the option.
but they no longer have the option. But they're at 76. So any correct answer by Common and Lil B, they win. Sauce and T.O., you are 8 away. You're at 72. So you need 8 or more points to win. It's 76, 72. Common and Lil B with the lead. And it all comes down to this. Common and T.O., take a look at the iPad. The password is speed. All right, T.O., since you're down 4, you now have the option. Big decision here. Would you like to go first or second?
First.
All right, Tommy and Meat Sauce for 10 and the win.
Keanu.
Surf.
Common and Lil B for 9 and the win.
Fast.
Break.
T.O. and Sauce for 8 and the win.
Limit. Speed.
They win.
Is that a bad clue?
It wasn't a bad clue.
That's so good. Oh, that's good.
If I would have said nailer, speedy nailer,
That's
what they
so
call it.
good, Saucy.
It was your clue.
Well done, guys.
They did
that was
Keanu,
fun.
so I thought you guys were doing the point break bit, and that's
I
where
did that for Corey. That
and
was the only
that's
reason.
where my head went, and I couldn't get off of it.
Let's see, Sauce.
Go ahead, Saucy.
I don't even know what the Keanu. I don't see that.
The movie,
Keanu Reeves is in
There's a movie
Speed.
called Speed.
Is in the movie Speed. Great film.
Great
Great
film.
film. And who's her? The
Sandra
girl?
Bullock.
Young-
It was like her first film.
Oh, young Keanu, young
That
Saucy.
would be-
yeah.
I don't understand how you would even know that word because you like to play slow golf. Doesn't make any sense.
Come in, and everybody, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's always
This
good to
is
have you.
fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank
Yeah.
you so very much. You were delightful. So you were very much.
Thank you. Thank
Lil
you.
B, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
There we go. We will take a break. We'll come back with a little this, dat, lat, Common Man program on the Fan.
Nelson and the Outlaw Music Festival, August 19th at Mystic Lake Amphitheater with the Avett Brothers, Lucas Nelson, Sierra Hull, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Get all the details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Genevieve, have you ever witnessed something and then said, I can't unsee that as much as you'd like to?
Sure, yes.
Because that just happened in the studio. For those of you that the stream went out, our live stream, you can watch Program Password on all of our social channels. It went out right at the end of the game. And Genevieve, I back you up 100%. You censored the last seconds because of the celebration that Tommy Olson.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was appropriate for our viewers.
I can't unsee it. I saw it. We were talking dreams earlier. I will have nightmares from what I saw, and I can't do it. So we apologize for that. But this is a family show. This ain't yoga pants, breasts, power trip morning show. We don't do those kinds of things here. So we'll just leave it at that. But we apologize for that. Someone sent a text message that said, porta is not a word. It is. I looked it up. Merriam-Webster dictionary says the meaning of porta, P-O-R-T-A, is an opening in a bodily part where the blood vessels, nerves, and ducts leave and enter. Helim. So anyway, there you go. And we do have Porta Potty Park, right off of 94 in Snelling. So there you go. Alert to all stations on the Common Man down the line on the Common Man radio network. We're going to straddle the 45, and we went a little late there, but it was well worth it. I've said this before, Tim. I say it to all participants. So we've had so many repeat customers here that I don't have to say it to them anymore, but I did say it to Tommy. For me, as much as I want to win, it's fun to win. The entertainment, I want it to be entertaining, so that was very. I
love having Tommy on.
Yeah, he's
he brings the energy.
Well, and he's out there. When we talk about iHeartMedia, our new slogan is guaranteed human.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say that.
Well, that's why him and Sauce connected so well together.
That's exactly right.
They're both in the same realm.
Exactly. So that was a lot of fun, though, and it's always a joy to have Tommy Olson. And someone also sent me a text that says, how is Deuce taking the loss from last night? He was driving to Lincoln. He is going out to visit his gal. She still lives in Lincoln.
Oh.
And so he was driving. He picked it up on a radio station. And I called him. And before I could even get the words out of my mouth, he said, I'm done with this Nebraska club. Because that's what we say to each other all the time when our teams fall behind. They were leading the entire game last night until there was like 2 minutes to go or 3 minutes, whatever it was. And then Iowa it was a really good game. Chuck Barkley described it aptly. He said it was a jump shooting game. And it was. It was a beautiful thing to watch, except that Nebraska went ice cold. When you're in a jump shooting game, that's the issue. If you stay hot, that's great. If you don't, you're in trouble, and that's what happened to Nebraska last night. So Nebraska falls by the wayside. And I have to admit that my interest level dropped immediately at that point. I stopped watching the other games. And there were a couple of really good basketball games. So I'll get back with it, but it was just like, I talk about this every year leading up to the NCAA. It's why I want the Gopher. That's like tonight. Now, the gals got their hands full, right? UCLA, are they like a 20-point or more favorite? They're just a dominant team. They are heavily favored over the University of Minnesota tonight. Nevertheless, you still have a local team. I like local. So I'd like to have a rooting interest. And, I don't have to have a rooting interest. I can watch a game between San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams. And if the both teams are good and it's an important game, I can absolutely watch it and enjoy it. College basketball, not as much, but I still can. But, my rooting interest now with Nebraska, with no Minnesota Golden Gopher men's team, and now with Nebraska with, the rooting interest because that's where Deuce's alma mater. And as we explained yesterday, it's not that I feel attached to Nebraska other than that's Deuce. So it's a father-son bonding thing. But I'll get back into it a little bit. I think I'll watch the Gophers, and I'll also watch a little bit. I do like watching the Big Ten teams. I like watching Michigan and Michigan. I think Michigan versus Iowa State has a chance to be a great ball game. We don't know. That's why I always say has a chance to. Could end up being a blowout one way or the other. This text message said Nebraska attempted 30 shots in the second half. 24 of them were three-pointers. I did not realize it was that much. I knew they were jacking it up from long range, and they only made 6. So when you go ice cold, it just they got and those 6 must have been in the first. What is it? 20-minute halves? Must have been those first 6. Must have been like in the first. Because the last 5 minutes, I don't think they didn't make a bucket. It was ugly. I also watched Minnesota State boys high school basketball semifinal between.
There was a lot on television last night.
Tartan last night, undefeated, hadn't lost a game all year, took on Chaska. Chaska hadn't been to the tournament since, I think it said like 2004. I'm not sure maybe it's been more recently than that. Maybe it was 2014. I don't know, but. And that was a really good game until late. A couple of kids for Chaska, freshmen, and I think the other kid was a senior. I don't remember the names, but they went on a 9-0 run. It was a tie game, 9-0 run, or maybe it was a 7-0 run. Anyways, Chaska ended up winning by 7 or 9. And what was interesting is I recognized the coach of the Chaska boys team right away. Kid named Nick Hayes. I call him a kid. He's not a kid, but to me he is because he's young.
Yeah.
And the reason I know him is he was Pete's AAU basketball coach between Peter's junior year and a senior year for Minnesota Fury. And I just love, I don't know, he must know his X's and O's because now he's got Chaska in the state championship game. And he hasn't been the head coach there for particularly long. But what I liked about, Pete was coming off a pretty tough junior year where at the end of the season he wasn't playing much at all, if any. I mean, he didn't see the floor and he started the season as a starter, right? And it just didn't go well for him for all sorts of different reasons. But so he finished his senior year or his junior year, went to the AAU tournament the next weekend and was named to the all-tournament team. He played lights out. And I just loved the way, and Pete loved playing for Nick. And Nick, I just love his demeanor. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He just, there's no running up and down, up and down in front of the bench. There's no ranting and raving, none of that stuff that you see coaches do. And he had a quote from the game last night, after the game. They had started out 3-4, and they haven't lost since. Okay? Chaska started 3-4, and they haven't lost a game since. And let me dial up, here it is. Here's what he said. A few months ago, here's what he said. He goes, we cut their defensive rebounds in half. This was what happened last night. He goes, we cut their defense or offensive rebounds in half between the first half and the second half. That just speaks to our guys, just their toughness and their wanting, their ability to close games. They've done it now for a few months. Then the story goes on to say, a few months ago takes Chaska back to the end of December in a string of 3 losses to Wayzata, Eden Prairie, and Prior Lake. Hayes held a film session pointing to all the controllables that the team could fix. And he said, it's one thing to push kids and call them out, saying like we messed up and this is why we lost. They could take that a lot of ways. They took it as, I think, a positive thing. And I just remember that next week was one of our best weeks in the season, and they didn't lose again. So you can tell by the way he approached it, there was no, look at how terrible you guys are, look at this, look at that. He just, let's constructively break this down. The kids took it as a positive, and they went on. So they'll face Apple Valley, who was the 7th seed. Chaska's the 5 seed. Apple Valley is the 7 seed. And Apple Valley beat, who did they upset in the first round? They upsetted, I can't remember now. But then they ended up beating Maple Grove last night. And who did they beat in the first? They beat Wayzata, the defending champs. So they beat Wayzata by 2 in the quarterfinals, and then last night they beat Maple Grove. So we have it's kind of fun to see a 5. Now, if you're with those other schools, you don't think it's fun, but you're seeing a 5 seed face a 7 seed in the Boys State High School Championship. That'll be tomorrow night at 8:00 over at the university, over at Williams Arena. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch last night, and it's really good stuff that that you saw on the high school end of things as much as the NCAA. Because the high school thing, because it's on during the NCAA, and we're the state of hockey too, right? So it kind of takes a back seat to begin with, I think. But then when you're watching all the NCAA, but I watched a little bit of it last night. And it was a lot of fun. So the Wolves, let's continue on basketball for a second. So the Wolves had the I did not see the game. I'm sorry now that I missed it. It was, in the descriptions I read, it was kind of a sloppy game. It wasn't a well-played game, but it was dramatic. The Wolves blew, what was it, a 13 or 15-point lead, and the game went to overtime against the Rockets the other night. Then in overtime, the Rockets jumped out to a 13-point lead, and then the Rockets blew a 13-point lead, and the Wolves ended up winning by 2 in overtime. And they did it with mostly role players. Nas got kicked out of the game, I think, for arguing a call. Ant was already out.
I don't know if he should have been kicked out for that, but
really,
there's some controversy regarding even if he should have been ejected.
Oh, really?
Well, it's because Scott Foster was the lead referee, and he is notorious for.
Yeah, people complain about him all the time.
Oh,
right?
yeah, and he made some questionable calls in that game late.
Well, it said. I saw the story. I'm glad you brought that up because I saw the story. It was either Fish Wrap, West or East or Athletic that said in close games like that, the league always breaks down the last 2 minutes, and there were there were a handful of missed calls, and then there were like 6 wrong calls. So it was bad in that last few minutes of the game, right? But hold on, here it is. There's a quote from Gobert about Randall. Randall, again, he wasn't perfect. He took a lot of shots. But he made a lot of shots. But he was...
But you mentioned the guys that were out. Ant wasn't playing. Jaden McDaniels got hurt in the game.
Io, he was also out, I think it said, right calf soreness. They ejected Reed. Gobert fouled out.
Yep. So basically, Julius Randle was the only starter.
It says a combination of Kyle Anderson, Shannon, DiVincenzo, Highland Conley, and Julius Randle. Randle was 24 points, 11 for 27, brought them home. It says Randle has been a lightning rod. This is from the Fish Wrap Factory West. Randle has been a lightning rod for the Wolves fans, especially as he struggled for much of the second half of the season. But the emotional Randle never checked out of this game, not after Foster called him for a flagrant foul for running into Sengun, who had a game-high 30 points late in the game, and not after he felt he was fouled on the final shot of regulation. Here's what Gobert said. He was tremendous. I can't do the French accent, which I could. He was tremendous. In overtime, you could tell on his face that he was out of breath, but he played like his life depended on it, and I think that's contagious. I hope it infects this entire club, because that's the way you're supposed to play. You know, and I know people get tired of me complaining about it, but aren't you supposed to play like your life depends upon it? I mean, it's like you play 2 hours, 2.5 hours a night. Go out there and give it the old college try and let it be the old professional try. But that's part of the reason they won that game is Randle played as if it was a playoff game, which it's got that feel of because you're battling Houston to try to stay ahead of them in seeding purposes, right? And Randle apparently played that way. Guys are laying on the line. They're in a training room. And that's what Randle did. And Gobert said that is contagious. And so we got some breaking news.
Yes, Tiger Woods was involved in a Florida rollover crash. This is per ESPN. Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash in Jupiter Island, Florida today, according to the Martin County Sheriff's Office. No details about the cause of the crash or Woods' condition were immediately released by the Sheriff's Office. Police are investigating, and a county sheriff is scheduled to speak with reporters at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The crash occurred just after 2 p.m. and happened in the same town where Woods lives. A photo from the scene showed the vehicle lying on the driver's side. Then it gets through all the other stuff with Tiger that he's had in the past. But
can you see a picture? Is it in the ditch? Nothing there?
I mean, no, the one car is on his side in the road.
Okay. Yeah, well,
and I don't know if that's Tiger's car or somebody else's car.
Yeah, well, and speculation not healthy at this point. But one of the things they were probably talking about it was after the turn of the Genesis at Riviera a few years back. I don't know how long. It's been 4 or 5 years now, I think. When he was leaving, I think it was after the tournament had been completed. It was like a Monday, and early in the morning, like 8 o'clock. He was on his way to some charity event, I think, and he had that where the car left the road. They thought he was going to lose his leg, right? I mean, they thought they might have to amputate it. It was Humpty Dumpty like, all the king's soldiers, all the king's men. couldn't put Tiger back together again, but they actually did. And now he's been struggling with that. The leg was fractured in 13, 14 different places, right? There was always speculation as to what happened in that car wreck with Tiger. And nothing I've ever, unless somebody has something for me, I've never seen any like investigation or determination. There were some that said he was sleepy. Others think maybe he was on pain medication because of all the, he's had a couple 13, 14 back injuries. There were others, because I remember it said that stretch of road he was on is very kind of windy and hairpinny, and that it is notorious, what I read, for people trying to test their driving skills on that road. And so there was some speculation that it's like, Genesis is a high-performance automobile, and was he doing that? But nothing is ever, it just happened. And so, and who knows what happened here. So him and
if anything else comes out in the next 20 minutes, obviously we'll pass that along.
Him and Cars don't seem to get along very well. So there you go. So anyways, back to, but anyways, and maybe now, I don't know. We talk about flipping it on and off like a switch, playoffs. Both the Wolves and the Wild are going to be in. So the one thing we got going for us is we will have playoff hockey and we will have playoff basketball. How far either of these teams goes remains to be seen. We talked earlier, the Wild more than likely will be taking on the Dallas Stars, and that's two of the best teams in the league. We read from the Athletic piece. They were doing their power rankings, and then they were doing the playoff matchups and saying arguably Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota could be the three best teams in hockey, and then the two of the best squaring off against each other doesn't seem right, but it is what it is. And then the Wolves, it just depends. I think they can get I don't think they can get to 2. I don't think. 3 is, I guess, still in play, of course, and then anywhere from 3 to 6. I don't think they'll drop into the play-in thing. I think Phoenix is too far behind, but we'll see how she goes. We'll pause and come back with one more segment to go here on the Common Man program on The Fan. Pass Common along with 10 and B. Here until 3, we turned over to Big Ticket, Dan Barrero and Brett Blakemore. JG, I'm not sure where they're playing that. I
think they're in Sac.
Sac, that's right. Yeah. They're in Sac. I said, we're in Sac. I said, let Sam and Spree do their thing for 3 quarters. Come fourth quarter, bring it to the Ticket. He's there for the women's basketball game, Sweet 16, Gophers against the California Jabronis. Twins did lose yesterday, 2-1. A real nice performance by Joe Ryan. Goes by the wayside. 5 1/3, struck out 7, no runs. A hit, maybe 2 hits at most, I think. 2 or 3 hits is all he gave up. Then they go to the bullpen, which used to be a strength of ours until the fire sale last year. They couldn't hold a lead. Can't score. The only run was a triple by Buxton. And then the Keyshaw kid hit a sacrifice fly. And I think we're going to see a lot of that this year. A lot of not, and maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise. Maybe the lineup will. What does Rosen say about the bats tend to be? They start to heat up when the weather starts getting warmer. So maybe that's what we'll have to wait for is the warmer weather. But we'll see how that goes. But Twins do lose 2-1. And someone else reminded me, and they're right. It's. Maybe the biggest story out of the Nebraska versus Iowa game is when Iowa made the game-winning bucket on the inbounds pass, Nebraska only had 4 players on the court. Somebody forgot to get on.
You've got to be kidding me.
I've seen plays where it suggested the kid had money on it. So he decided to understand. I don't think you do it that. If you got money on the game, you can do it by just like fouling a guy when you're not supposed to, or just like if you're guarding him, let the guy go by. I don't think I'm going to make this look really good. I'm just not going to be out on the floor. But how they didn't catch that, I don't know. But they only had 4 guys out on the floor, so they threw a long down court.
You better have a lot of money on the game to throw your teammates under the bus in an NCAA.
Yes, that's what I think as well. That's why I don't think I don't believe that. But
it's probably a coaching problem.
yeah. I mean, that's like a long. I mean, he was wide open too. He was just streaking down the court. It was like a Hail Mary pass, and it worked that way. One last thing, Tennessee. I saw this story that says research says the more intelligent a person is, the fewer friends they have. Not because they're difficult to be around, because the older they get, the less willing they become to spend their limited social energy on conversations that go nowhere and people who stay on the surface.
God, I'm really smart.
Well, see, that's what I'm telling you. I'm
a genius.
Well, it's not because you don't have any friends. Now, I have a lot of friends. There's a lot of people that like to go golfing, but I have a lot of friends. But this is a line I say to people all the time. I like to go, like, let's say, for instance, so do you talk to Meat Sauce much? And I'll go, he doesn't stimulate me intellectually, so I have no interest in talking to him. But it is the truth. If you talk to people that don't intellectually stimulate you,
sure,
it's kind of hard. I mean, I don't know how I would carry on a conversation with Tommy Olson for 4, 5, 6 hours on a golf.
I don't have the energy to do that.
Well, I don't know if I have the energy to do
exhausted.
it either. And then the intellectual capacity, it just doesn't seem like it's there to me. Of course, easy for me to say we just lost him in program password.
Yeah.
So, but I just like the idea that it is considered, well, you just don't have any friends because you have fewer friends. They don't like you. Well, no, sometimes you just don't want to carry on a meaningless conversation that really is going nowhere, which is why, no offense to me, that's why I don't want to ride to Brainerd with you.
Well, the feeling is mutual, so no offense taken.
I get that.
Plus, I never get invited to Brainerd anymore.
Well, you know what? It's because you've got you can barely go out for a weekday round of golf. How are you going to get away for an entire weekend? I mean, if you think you can, next fall, but,
Fall doesn't work for me.
Well, like first weekend in October?
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
Why?
Because I am involved in all of our youth hockey tryouts, which is basically the last 2-3 weeks of September, first week of October, and I have to be there nonstop. And the kids' activities during that time is bonkers.
So first weekend in May.
This is my best time of the year right now.
Would the first weekend
March, April, May.
Would the first weekend in May have worked?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if you would have told me because I've already got all the 3 other spots filled for the golf opener. Though Meat Sauce,
you've got to be kidding me.
It looks like he's going to be up there, and he's not in my foursome. I didn't know he was going to be there. He might. Maybe Meat Sauce.
Maybe he can invite me.
That's what I'm saying. You guys could pull a few strings and play some golf up there. So I guess we should repeat the story. Tiger Woods involved in a rollover accident on Jupiter Island in Florida. We have no other.
Well, I will say golf.com tweeted, Martin County Fire Rescue reports no injuries to anyone involved in the crash. So that's obviously fantastic news.
So there we go.
Pretty impressive to roll over and not have any injury. But
have you ever been involved in a car accident?
Not a rollover, but yes.
But I mean, you've been in a car and been in an accident.
Yes.
I have a couple of times. I was, one time just hit a tree. No injuries, but it was ugly. And then another time, I wasn't driving, my buddy was. So I'll take part of the culpability. Long story, but we'll get into that at another time. Then one time, I can't believe it, and the guy was so disappointed. My fault again. I was going from where I was living across the street to go over to Super America before I was headed over to the Forest Lake radio station. Car was at the gas station. I was going over to the gas station. So we're both, the guy's leaving the gas station, taking a left. So he's going to go in front of me, and then I'm going to go behind him. There's a big pickup truck that just went by too, and I don't see the guy that has turned off a Highway 65, and as soon as I go, he broadsides me. I mean, he caves in my car. I felt worse for him, though. He had a Dodge Omni, which is not much of a car, but it was in mint condition. It was perfect for him, and what he was mad about is the insurance company wasn't going to give him the money he thought he deserved for it, because he goes, wait a minute. He said, wait a minute now. This car was perfect. I put my heart and soul in it. They were just going off of Blue Book value on the Dodge Omni, and that's what it's worth. And so I've been involved in a handful of accidents, and I don't want to get in another. This one says, whoa, Skip Barber Racing School's been in an accident. There are old race car drivers, and there are bold race car drivers, but there ain't no old, bold race car drivers. I was fairly bold.
Michael Jordan misses a shot every once in a while.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a car. When you're fender to fender and there's sparks flying and you're coming down the finish line, there's going to be some accidents. You ever watch Daytona, Indianapolis, Talladega, Pocono? If you haven't, watch it sometimes, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying.
By the way, I just saw a couple Timberwolves injury notes from John Krasinski from The Athletic.
Yep.
He says, Anthony Edwards cleared for on-court work, return getting closer. Jade McDaniels is out tomorrow against Detroit with right knee soreness.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Plans for the weekend, Tenneby?
Ingrid's birthday party tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
She turns 6 on Sunday.
6 years old. 6, 7? Hard to keep track nowadays. So we'll have...
Other than that, we don't have much going on. So
I'm going to watch a little... watch a Gopher Gals tonight. Watch a little NCAA. I think there's a... better than even chance I'm going to play some golf this weekend. What do you think?
Lucky.
I'm going to be sticking a teen around this weekend. Thanks for spending... Oh, by the way, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit with you today. Stick around, though. Big Ticket, Brett Blakemore. They are next. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Monday at 12 noon.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
Good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.